Man, can you just stop? Can you stop being man for 1 minute so you can live long? Can you do away with all of this attitude of, I don't need anyone, I am fine, I've got the weight of the world on my shoulder, my shoulders are fine, because you're a man? I'll tell you a quick story. A few days ago, a man was celebrating his wife's 60th birthday in Lagos, Nigeria. And while he was singing and dancing with a microphone in his hand, he suddenly slumped. Paramedics were called to the scene, and he was declared unalive at the scene. Ever wondered why we all hear about when women go through stuff like DVs or SVs or abandonment, but nobody hears about what men go through? Research has shown that the life expectancy rate for men has continuously declined in the last 5 years. Ever wondered why? On today's Nuggets, I'll be spilling some tea on how men have gradually become silent sufferers due to bottled emotions. Get yourself a very comfortable seat. Get yourself a drink. Grab some popcorn if you may, because I'll be right back with more details. It's gorgeous, Bola. For many centuries now, the boy child has been told that it's a sign of weakness to express emotions. The boy child has always been told that men don't cry. Be a man, toughen up, bottle up your emotions. You can't tell people how you actually feel. And as a result of that, we have raised boys who has become men that are silent sufferers. Today's Polish Nugget was actually inspired by the life of my very dear cousin, who sadly passed away as a result of bottled emotions. My cousin Edoja, Eddie for short, was a paramedic. My cousin was a firefighter. As a boy, my uncle always made him feel it's a sign of weakness to cry. It's a sign of weakness to let people know that something is wrong with you. You have to be a man. As a child, Eddie would literally get beaten up by his father for showing any signs of emotions at all. So he grew up with the mentality of boys don't show emotions, boys bottle things up. And he kept bottling his emotions from childhood to adulthood. He eventually became a firefighter, like I said, not because he loved the career at first, but because he wanted a career that would show his father that he's a brave man. He wanted a career that resonates with the act of resilience, the act of bravery and toughness. So he became a firefighter. He was an amazing firefighter. He was well respected in his community in Thamesmead, where he lived with his wife and 2 children. As a firefighter, Eddie saved lives. He fought fires. He rescued loads and loads of properties. But the emotional toll of witnessing each tragedy, each life lost, each property destroyed began to weigh heavily on his emotions, began to add to the bottled emotions that he'd carried over the years. Eddie's friends and colleagues always marvel at how Eddie remains very composed under pressure. They sometimes make statements like, "You don't seem affected by anything." And in his usual response, he'll go, "I have everything under control." But the truth is, deep down within Eddie, his heart was heavy. His heart was full of sorrow and fear. And for every day that passes by, the turmoil of emotions was boiling dangerously close to the surface. And then it happened. It's gorgeous, Bola. On this fateful night, a massive fire broke out in Thamesmead Community Library. Eddie led charge that night. The flames roared. The heat was unbearable. Eddie and his team were doing all they could do to put the fire out. And in the midst of all the chaos, Eddie spotted a young girl trapped at the upper part of the building. he went through the fire to save this girl. And as he was trying to dash this girl out of the building, the entire building collapsed behind them. That was a testament of how close death was with Eddie and this girl. That night marked a turning point in the life of Eddie. The entire country hailed Eddie for his selflessness and his bravery. But deep down within Eddie, he was going through post-traumatic stress disorder. The thought of the fire, the intensity of the fire, the closeness to death that he was in that incident all brought back his bottled emotions crashing to the surface. Eddie became very withdrawn. For starters, he changed his bedroom. He decided to have a separate bedroom from his wife because he didn't want to be seen as a vulnerable person. Time passed and Eddie became very sick. All of the emotional stress that he was going through began to show in his physical well-being. His wife encouraged him to seek help. His wife encouraged him to see a therapist. But as a typical Yoruba man, Eddie said, "I am fine. I've got things under control." Months turned into years, and Eddie's health started to deteriorate. All of the emotional trauma that he's been through in his firefighting career over the years started to take a toll on his physical well-being. Eddie started to live with headaches, constant chest ache, constant fatigue, and so on and so forth. Eddie's years of suppressing his emotions made him incapable of reaching out. He knew he needed help, but because he didn't want to accept vulnerability, he chose not to ask for help. And as the pain reached its climax, Eddie collapsed, clenching his chest, and his lifeless body was found the next day by his wife. The silent sufferer finally reached his breaking point. As I speak, Eddie is 6 feet under. His wife and his children have moved on. His wife actually moved on 3 months after his funeral. And of course, the children are growing. They've got their lives to live. They're moving on as well. The world didn't stop rotating because Eddie put his life on the line. As a man, here is the nugget. It's okay to be vulnerable. I want you to know that true strength lies in your ability to embrace vulnerability. True strength lies in your ability to acknowledge that you need help when you need help and seek for help. True strength lies in your ability to express emotions, because being a silent sufferer will definitely lead to untimely demise. Guys, thank you for your time today. I hope someone has learned a lesson or two from today's nugget. I know it was quite a sensitive one, but we want our men to live longer. We want our men to be able to express their emotions and don't see it as a sign of weakness, because that is true strength. Let me know what you think in the comment section. You know I love to read from you. Whether you agree with my school of thought or you don't agree with my school of thought, it will be interesting to read from you. If you're yet to subscribe to Polish Nuggets, hey, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscribe button so you get to know when a new episode, fresh like this, is being uploaded. And also, you also help to grow the community of Polish Nuggets. Till I come your way next time, I am the one and only Gorgeous Pola. I am Gorgeous Pola on all social media platforms. So feel free to click the follow button the next time you log on to Instagram, and I'll follow you back. Till I see you again in the next episode, here is me signing out. Bye. It's Gorgeous Pola.